Okay, I don't know why my face just took up the entire screen. There we go. Is this thing on? Oh, it is on. Alright. What's up? What's up? What's up? Can I go over my draw on liquidity? Yes, I got you. And 1 second. Let me just get my Let me just get my stream set up, and I will go over everything. W Play, what's up, Robin? What's up? What's up? Where is that playlist that I had? Here we go. Five NQ, yeah, it's just a paper trade. Can you guys hear the music? Is it good? A little. This alive? Yes, it is alive. Son, Goko, the guy that was hating on ICT. What's up, bro? Hope you're enjoying these ICT concepts playing out. I'm trying to see if I can set up TikTok live, so I can stream on there as well. Quick question. You didn't care about the daily for reg at like 20 points away from the rejection? Let me see what you're talking about. Hold on, I'm trying to get everything set up. One second. How can I put my YouTube on my TikTok live? Should I just put a screenshot of my, no, just, I think I'll just go live like this, bro. It doesn't really matter. I do need to add. Dude, why do they have locked features on TikTok Live? Like, you have to stream for a certain amount of time before you can even unlock certain things. Like, that's so stupid. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's see. See if TikTok Live works. Add topic. One second, guys. Let me just figure out this TikTok live stream stuff. I guess chat and interview. Oh, learn. Go to learn. Who you are, what your videos will be about. Why is it not letting me go live? Camera source required to ensure real time. Dude, I need to what? I mean, sure, but it's not gonna fucking work. Okay. Show at least one camera, bro. Holy. I need to show my camera. Okay, even though it doesn't work. Still doesn't. No, I'm about to just forget about this TikTok shit, bro. Need to meet our requirements. I guess I don't meet the requirements. Alright, let me see what this YouTube chat's saying. You didn't care about the daily for red gap. 20 points away from the rejection block. Let me see. What daily for red gap? This one? No, I was. I've been bullish all morning. And people say ICT doesn't work. I know, they just don't know how to use it. I'm good, bro. Thank you. Currently in the same trade with the same entry. No way, bro. If you actually are, join my Discord and show me. Because if you are, that's you're actually goated. With that rejection block. Is it paper trade? No, this is a live account, guys. Live account. My live trading view account. Just kidding, it's not a live account. This is all simulated funds. Fake money. I'm fried. Nice. It's gotta be a live account. I wish, bro. 5 minis on a live account. You guys will never hear from me again. Does anyone suggest any firms to use? Alpha Futures and Lucid are both running a 50% off right now. So those are definitely the cheapest options if you use code BLAY, of course. Alpha Futures, they're having some difficulties with their new platform though, so you just want to make sure you're aware of everything that's going on with them, because they're having a lot of difficulties. Not even rejection block, just rejection. Tops of Alpha, Lucid, yeah, those are some pretty good firms. Tradeify is also really good. I don't know why people don't talk about Tradeify as much. And I think they have the best daily payout model. Confirm I'm 18 years old, bro. I have to confirm I'm 18 on TikTok. How do I scan this QR code? There you go. Facial age estimation. Bro, you think they're gonna think I'm 18 if I scan my face? Let's see. I probably should just done my license. How come you're not trading evals or funded? Maybe I missed it. Hold on. I couldn't confirm my age, bro. Jesus Christ. I'm doing all this for fucking TikTok. How come I'm not trading evals or funded? Maybe I am trading them. I'm only showing the paper trade, but I'm actually in the same exact trade on my funded account, believe it or not. I'll show you guys real quick. It's on the new alpha platform. I'm in shorts right now. Am I cooked? Yeah, you might be cooked, genuinely. You might genuinely, but get this freaking ad out of here, bro. I need to take a picture of my ID real quick. But here is the, let me pull up the trade for you guys. Since you guys think, you know, I'm just a professional paper trader. Oh, not this one. Where's the other one at? This one? Oh, there you go. Alright, so there you go. There's the trade on this Alpha Futures funded account. You can see qualified means it's funded, basically evaluation is eval. And yeah, this is the trade. I'm currently up $930 on this 25K zero account, funded account. It's my second day on it. First day I made 500 or like 600. Today I made 1,000. So I'm not just a paper trader, guys. But although I just did return from a month long, or like a 3-month long break from trading to reset my mental, and I also had like a whole bunch of personal stuff going on, like moving and stuff. But I am coming back to actually trading again, so this is like my first account back. So Yeah, like we can take this away now. Just focus on this. How do you go about my stop loss placement? So for this, well, I mean, it depends. For each separate entry mechanism is different for stop loss placement. But for this one specifically, since I entered on this inversion for bag gap, and there's also just a regular for bag gap right here, I just put my stop loss below this candle's low, because when you enter on for bag gaps, if you're on sides and the conditions like are in your favor, then you can put your stop loss below the second candle's low in a fair value gap formation. So in the fair value gap formation, there's 3 candles, right? There's the first candle, the second candle, and then the third candle. Like I said, if the conditions are on your sides and you are correct about where price should go and when price should do it, then you can put your stop loss below the low of the second candle if you're going long, or the high of the second candle if you're going short. So that's how I had my stop loss for that day. I'm still trying to get TikTok set up. I took the same entry, but I hadn't noticed it was freedom model. Yeah, it is. We have the fake run higher, manipulation lower, and then the real move continuing on throughout the day. It's a freedom model right there. Isn't that the unicorn model? I don't know what the unicorn model means. I don't know if you're talking about like 2022 model and considering that the unicorn model. Confirmed my age. Okay, there we go. Let's see if TikTok works now. It should work. Okay, yeah, there you go. How do I add text on my screen? Source. Text. Okay, there you go. Okay, let's just go live on this shit. Ooh. Alright, we are live on TikTok for the first time ever. Unfortunately, I can't have my webcam on TikTok because you need to go live 3 times before you can set it up, which is just ridiculous. But it's whatever. Where can I learn the freedom model? I have a video of it on my YouTube channel. It's called when I first made it, it was called the Blasian 2024 model, but I renamed it to the freedom model. Or I mean, you could just join my Discord too, my free Discord, and then you can just like learn about it from there, because I talk about it almost every day. Unicorn model is just a breaker for bag gap. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, that is a unicorn model, I guess. But you also have to take in account that there was no other fair value gaps formed along this run up. Nice entry. Thank you. Is it demo? Yeah, of course it's demo. But I also have an entry on my funded account. Is this a funded 24K? This is not a funded account that I'm showing on the screen. This is paper trading, but I have a funded account that I showed earlier in the live stream. What is my alpha trader platform? What do you mean? Alpha trader platform. Oh, I'll show it again. This is the funded account on whatchamacallit, Alpha Trader. This is the trade on my funded account. You can see in the top right it says qualified. That's funded basically, and then you can see I'm in the trade. Currently up $1,000. But I show the trading view chart because it has all my markups on there. But it's the same entry as you guys can see. So that's why I just show the trading view, so that you guys can see all of the whatchamacallit. I'm back. Yes, I am back. I am back indeed. There's AM session by side up here. Does it auto risk management system like Project X? It has a lockout feature, but the platform is very, very new, so it's not like it's very there's a lot of like stuff going on with the platform, and a lot of it keeps going down, and people aren't like, the whole platform's not working basically, and people are, they're getting their losses removed and stuff like that. Like any blown accounts, they're getting the blown accounts back. So the alpha traders doing their best to uphold the their standards while they fix the platform. But I mean, it is a new platform, so you can expect stuff like this, just like how Top Step X was going out like almost every day when they first came out. That's basically what's happening with Alpha Trader. That's going back. Yes, sir. Actually, the background is unknown. Does your Alpha Trader has risk management? What account am I on? On TikTok. On TikTok, you guys can only see my trading view, but on my YouTube channel, I'm live streaming on YouTube as well. You can see my funded account. Paper trading LARP, bro. You know me. That's what I do. That is what I do. Even though it's a paper trade, though, the entry doesn't lie, right? Always blow the same day mini accounts and trade away, but not in Project X. Always keep my funding account safe. Yeah, I mean, the lockout and the risk management features on Project X is literally like what makes Top Step a top 3 platform still, even after all the rule changes. The platform carries easily. But you gotta lock in, bro. You can't be blowing your accounts in one day. Did you guys, any of you guys take anything today? I know someone said they're in the same trade as this one. Tradeaway has manual lock, but no auto lock system. Yeah, I know they do have the manual lock. Can't find the Freedom model vid on their channel. It's called the Blasian 2024 model. That's what the video is called. Put my blue light glasses on now. I have like fingerprints on them. What is the freedom model? All right, so I will explain the freedom model right here for any of you guys who are interested. Let me pause this music so you guys can focus up. So basically the freedom model is, first of all, you want to have your daily bias. You need your daily bias, what you want to see for the day, right? So that's step number one. How did I get my daily bias? Let me clear up the charts. So how did I get my daily bias? Basically, I just used the weekly, right? Weekly, we tapped into this weekly for value gap. And ever since we've done that, the market structure should be moving higher. And where to? I had the daily rejection block marked out, as you guys saw. That was a target number one. And then you also have all-time highs, which is target number two. So that is my draw on liquidity, right? My draw on liquidity is bullish. We have the all-time highs, and then we have the daily rejection block. Those are two draw on liquidities that I was using. And then so yeah, that's how I got my daily bias, which is bullish. So I'm bullish on the day. And then if we that's the first step. You need daily bias. That's this first step with any any kind of model or system. You want to be aligned with the daily bias. That's how you find the highest probability entries. And then now we can start building the narrative on behind the trade, right? So hope you guys can follow along with me, because don't expect just a simple 930 manipulation and then fair value gap entry and that's all that there is to the model. No, if you want to have a high probability, high RR model such as this one, then you need to include everything, right? You can't just have simple stuff and then think that you're just going to win every single trade. No. So basically, after you get the daily bias, you want to begin building the narrative behind the trade. And what the narrative is basically it's a story behind the trade, why it should do what it should do, and when it should do what it's going to do. So starting from the hourly chart, right, you can see that we have this London high. I can't let me see, is it too, yeah, it's a little too much. I'll try and hold on, let me just try and clear it up a little bit. All right, that's fine. All right, so we have this minor, I have it labeled minor buy side, but that's the London high right there. And then the daily rejection block marked out that I have right there. So as you guys can see, we came down here, took out Asia low overnight during London session, right? So we already manipulated lower here. We did the damage to the downside, right? So right now, what I'm doing is I'm building the narrative. I'm kind of explaining to you guys like why I was looking for what I was looking for, and this all ties into the model, the freedom model, because you need to understand the daily bias, and you need to understand the narrative if you want to use this model. This is a pretty advanced model, actually, I'd say, just because I built it basically off of my 4 years of trading experience. So you can't just use this model with no trading experience. You need to have some kind of understanding on price. So I already explained the daily bias. Now I'm explaining the narrative. So the narrative behind the trade is basically we already took out sell side, right? So the damage to the downside was already done. If we're bullish, if we're looking for longs, this is exactly what you want to see. You want to see some kind of sweep on sell side, and then we have the market structure shift right here, right? This is on the 15-minute time frame. So I'm building out the narrative. I'm building out the story for you guys, and this is what I saw before entering this trade. So you have the market structure shift on the 15-minute time frame. So this is like basically, the market has shifted from a sell program to a buy program, and what that means basically is that the market will no longer be hunting sell stops because we already took out sell side, but now it will be hunting buy stops. And as you can see, right, we took out London high, and then we came back, retraced, and then now we're hunting out the daily objective. I think we're gonna get up here to all-time highs again today, by the end of today. Maybe not. We might just take out this AM session liquidity and then consolidate for the rest of the day, and come back into that weekly range for the TGIF play. But for now, right, we have we have the market structure shift, which basically shifted the market program to a buy program. And then if we go down to the 5-minute chart, we can see it a little bit more clear. Let me see if I can mark out the market open, 9:30 right here. So market open, you guys can kind of see what happened, and I'll explain a little bit more on the 1-minute chart, because this is where the freedom model resides. Let me see if I can drag this back over here. All right, so now we can get into the actual setup of the model, right? So here it is. All right, after you can understand the daily bias and after you can build the narrative behind the trade, those are the two most important things. After you've done all that, that's all the hard work. Those are honestly the hardest things, is knowing how to be on sides with the daily bias and then building the correct narrative. I also forgot something, actually. We had this this inversion for red gap, this 15-minute inversion for red gap. This is a part of the narrative, so we need to have that on our charts. And then the breaker and stuff like that. Did we tap into the fair value gap actually? Oh yeah, we did. That's a little bit more precise, so we'll just use that. But this is just, like I said, this is just a 15-minute 2022 model. So this is a part of the narrative behind the trade. And then if we go down to the 1-minute chart, you can see this. And then now we can explain the actual entry, the actual model. So you need to understand daily bias. You need to understand how to build narrative. And then once you understand those two things, you can actually begin learning the model itself. So this is the model itself. The model itself is that you want to see some kind of fake move in the real direction, right? So we have this move right, this run right here. If we're bullish, you want to see some kind of fake run higher. And if we're bullish, I'm talking about solely if we're bullish. If we're bearish, if you have a bearish daily bias, then you want to do it vice versa. But today, since we're bullish, you want to see a fake move. I'll just do this. You want to see a fake real move. So what that basically means is that you want to see market move in the direction that you want to see it go in, but don't trust it, because all this is setting up for the Judas swing, right? So this is fake. This is a fake real move. I didn't mean to do that. There you go. All right, so fake real move, right? Market opens right here at 9:30. This is the white line. The white line indicates 9:30. Market opens. What do? We run higher, take out minor buy side, hit that daily rejection block right here, and then we begin coming back down lower. And that is where the this is where the Judas swing begins, right here. So the Judas swing, in case any of you guys don't know, is basically just a manipulation. Okay, that was very loud. The Judas swing is basically just manipulation. I think there's H. Judas swing. I need to make the text a little bit bigger. I'll read the chat in a little bit after I finish explaining my model, because I want to just kind of get through this really quick. So the Judas swing right here is the manipulation, and what the manipulation is basically the run on price that goes in opposite of the real direction. And what this rundown does is it takes out anyone who's actually initially on sides, and it also induces more shorts into the market. So if we look at it like this, right, we have sell side right here, sell side, and then you also have the AM session sell side right here. I'm not going to keep this on the chart, but just keep this in mind because it's important. We have relatively equal lows from the 9:30 open and then the 9:23 low. So there's relatively equal lows right there, and then there's other relatively equal lows from 8:17 and 8:22. Okay, so we have our Judas swing. Let me remove that. First we have our fake real move right at the open, right? So market opens, we immediately run higher. If we're bullish and we have a daily objective that we want to see get hit, that's exactly what we want to see, right? And then what do we want to see after that? We want to see price take out some kind of minor buy side, which is what we did, right? We took out this. We took out London high. Minor buy side. Remember, we're looking at the daily bias. We're not looking at the session bias. If you want to trade the session bias, then you can easily just go long off market open, off this fair value gap, target London high, and the daily rejection block, and be done for the day. But I'm talking about capturing the whole entire daily range, right? So if you want to capture the entire daily range, then the Freedom model is a good model to use for capturing the whole entire daily range. So you have the fake real move at 9:30, and then after you have that, you want to see price hit some kind of PD array, which is we had the daily rejection block in this scenario, and then you want to see the manipulation or the Judas swing take place after that, and that's exactly what we have here. So after having this run higher, all retail is all seeing this, and they're thinking, oh shit, we're about to just go to the moon, take out all-time highs right away, right? Because that's what they want. That's what they want you to think, right? That's what the market makers want you to think. Exactly. That's the whole point of the fake real move. They want you to get that FOMO, and just FOMO entry in longs because we're right next to all-time highs, and we just immediately pump right at the market open. So everyone's thinking that we're just going to go straight to all-time highs again. But what do? No, we have our manipulation lower. And this run right here stops out everyone trying to go long. Everyone that went long after market open, they see this and they're shitting their pants, bro. They're exiting their trades. No one else is gonna go long after seeing this down move here, other than smart money. And that's the whole point of this move, is to get all of retail out of longs, and then also get people to go short. People are seeing this move now. They're seeing this downward move, this strong downward move, and they're thinking, okay, the market's just going to go lower for today. It's Friday. We're going to end the week off with a sell-off after, going up all week, etc. It's all about the whole point of the fake move higher, and then the manipulation is all about just manipulating retail. That's the whole point of both of these things, both of these stages, right? But if you're like me and you see the market through a smart money lens, then you are able to take the same kinds of entries and same kind of trades as smart money. Not the same entries, because they're entering like down here, and then they're just constantly DCAing every time we hit a PD array. But it's not DCAing actually. They're just adding in. They are DCAing actually every time sell side is taken, but that's a whole nother conversation. Let me just stick to the model so we can get this part out of the way. So after you have this Judas swing, right, the manipulation leg, you're looking for the narrative. Remember the narrative that we built before starting the model. This is where it comes into play, because you have to know what you're looking for, right? You can't just understand the model but not know what you're looking for. You have to know what you want to see. So the narrative behind this, right, was the 15-minute 2022 model. So we had the 15-minute 2022 model, and then we had the PD arrays that we wanted to see. We had this 15-minute inversion fair value gap. We had the 15-minute breaker, and then we had the 15-minute fair value gap. So those are all POIs that build on the narrative of the that we're looking for, that we can use in order to look for a potential reversal if we're bullish. So we end up hitting that 2022 15-minute model. We hit the fair value gap right here, and then right here in between this 10-minute window, which is pretty random. I'm not going to go too deep on this 10-minute window, but if you want to learn more about it, you can join my free Discord. But there's a 10-minute window right here that special stuff and price happens in, and as you can see, that's where I got my entry at. What do I enter on? I enter on this inversion fair value gap, the last fair value gap after on the manipulation leg. So the manipulation leg is this leg in price right here. This is your manipulation leg. I'll try and make it a little bit more clear for you guys. So this is the manipulation leg, which is basically the last leg in price that takes out all the liquidity before reversing. So there's your manipulation leg, and if you take that last fair value gap on that leg, in this case the leg is a bearish leg since we're looking for longs, but vice versa for shorts, right? Everything I'm saying is the same exact thing for shorts, but just the other way. So this last manipulation leg You want to take that last manipulation leg and then draw out the whatever fair value gap was the most recently formed before reversing. Draw that one out, and you'll see some very, very special things happen on that fair value gap. You know, the same thing happened up here actually on the Judas swing. You know, you could have shorted right here and gotten out, you know, wherever. But we're talking about my model today specifically, so we will stick to that. But you know, there's trades all throughout this whole entire model. You don't have to take the same entry as me. You can enter on the Judas swing, go short, and be done for the day. You can enter on the fake real move, go long at market open, and be done for the day, right? But I'm talking about specifically for capturing the daily range. If you want to do that, then you can do this. But back to the inversion for value gap. So we have this inversion for value gap. That's what I enter on right here. And then there's also another, you know, basic just bullish for value gap right here. And then from this inversion for value gap, we form this order block and we use that to run higher. And then after that, we use this breaker right here, also for value gap. And as you guys can see, there are no other fair value gaps that were formed before this one. Okay, so that's why this is a very high probability for value gap. Whenever you have something like this, then that is what makes this for value gap a high probability, especially when aligned with something like a breaker. So there's a little gem for you guys, but I already had my entry down here, so you know, there's no need for me to enter right here. But yeah, that's basically the model in a nutshell. And then this is where, you know, the real run will begin. So this is the real daily range right here. Real daily range. Okay, let me move this to the top and make it bigger. There we go. All right, so yeah, so this is the model basically in a nutshell, using today's price action, for example, you know, with a real-time entry showing the model. But you get the daily bias, right? Daily bias was bullish today. You build the narrative behind the trade, the 15-minute 2022 model, and you know, there's the hourly PD arrays, whatever for today specifically. The 15-minute time frame was the best time frame to build the narrative, but the narrative building will vary depending on the day. So you can have good narrative on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, on the 5 minute. The narrative, you know, depends day to day, but for today, the 15-minute was the best, you know, narrative building time frame. Let me clear it up again so you guys can see the clear, you know, 2022 model, low, high, lower, low, and then you had the market structure shift right here. And then that is when, you know, that's like the market, like I said, the market shifted from a sell program running lower, taking out sell stops, sell side liquidity, to a buy program once we shifted this high right here. So now after this, then we started running for buy side liquidity. The market switched to a buy program. And we took out buy side, and then now I think we're going to get up to all-time highs maybe today. So yeah, it's pretty much it for my model right there. And then I'll show you guys in Discord as well, because I actually called it out beforehand. So, you know, I mean, I already have the trade right here to show you guys, you know, I can see it in real time, but I also just want to show you guys the Discord as well, where I called it out for the people in here, whoever even, you know, views these these channels. Let me see, Discord. All right, there we go. And it's just okay. All right, hopefully the proportions are a little messed up, I know, but this is the dude. Oh my, is my trading view like not? I just realized that it was like not. Why is it like that? Oh wait, no, it's fine. Okay, never mind. I'm tripping. All right, so here's the Discord. I know it's like part of the side is missing, but it's fine. You can see paper trade entry on the last manipulation for value gap leg. So boom, right here, that's what I got my entry on, like I explained to you guys earlier. And then see if this breaker holds. So this is real time, 7:35 a.m. I'm talking about the breaker right here that we closed above, talking about how we should hold above it, and then we ended up using it just to the tick, right, to run out minor buy side. And as you guys can see on TradingView now in real time, right, we never came back down to that breaker. So yeah, that's the whole model in a nutshell. Basically, it's like I said, it's a very advanced model. It's definitely not for beginners because, like I said, you need to understand daily bias and narrative before being able to apply this model and capture the full daily range. But once you can understand those two things, then you'll be able to get entries like this and capture big moves. Like this is what right now we're up 150 ticks. 150 handles, I think. Yeah, and we're targeting 250 handles. So now we can clear up these charts, and then I can read the chat now that we've discussed the model. But yeah, that's basically it. All right, so I've not looked at the chat in a while, so let me look real quick. You like my content? Thank you. Longs were fired. Yes, we took the exact same entry. W, bro. All right, let me scroll up on this YouTube chat. Did get in on the 5-minute inversion. Nice. Freedom model lol. Freedom model lol indeed. This guy's laughing out loud at the freedom model. Hi Blazin. What's up, Astro? Blay my baby. Alright, Don. What's my opinion about MGC Trader? I don't know who that is. This is ICT concept. Yes, I explained every single ICT concept. I'm not saying this. I created all of these concepts. I studied ICT in order to build this model, and this model uses ICT concepts. I never claimed to, like these are my concepts. No, these are all ICT concepts formed into my own personal model. Why did I long there, bruh? No SMT. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I longed here. Bro's trading demo and claims to be smart money. Yep. I don't think a smart people with the brains the size of a pea. I don't understand, but like they see an entry like this and then they say, oh, it's just paper trading, buddy. It doesn't matter if it's paper trading or not. Like you don't have entries like this, so why does it matter if it's paper trading or not? And also, I was showing my funded account earlier. I'll just show it again, since people just care about the money so badly. But there you go. Here is the trade, right? So, as you can see, we are currently in this trade, right? So it's not paper trade. This is a funded account. You can see top right, qualified. It's a funded account with Alpha Futures. And yeah, but I only trade demo though. Oh wait, you can't even see it. There you go. Right there. As you guys can see. In the top right, qualified. Funded account. Right here. Okay, so I actually need to get out of this trade because I've made way too much on this account, and I might have to do some stuff I might have to trade a little bit more, if you know what I'm saying, because I think I made too much money on this account, and there's a consistency rule, and I need to maintain that. But yeah, you guys can see I had the same exact entry on my funded account. I also took it on this eval too and passed it, so I gotta activate that, and then I'll have that next week as well. But this is the funded account, but I only trade paper, so let's just ignore that. I'm also in from 504. Nice. Did we take AM high yet or missed it by a tick? We missed it by a tick. But we will definitely get up there probably. Another ICT minion demo trader. Exactly. Dude, this guy commented twice about me trading demo. Jesus Christ. Johnny, you're funny. Johnny E. Mini. Will this live be saved to my channel so I can come back? Yeah. Every live stream I do will be saved to my channel, and then I'll also just edit this live stream so that I can make like a YouTube video on my model. So yeah, I'll upload this live stream, and then I'll also make a separate video with just the model segments. So it's basically just like a clear cut video of me explaining my model. But when we understand it is Judas swing, because sometimes price cannot retrace back in going higher or lower. Yes, no, I'm not saying this model happens every day, but it does. When it does happen, then that's when, to me, that's when the best setups form, right? Because it's my model. That's why I made it my model, because I think these are the best setups. And you might think that other setups are the best setups, and that's why everyone has their own model. But I'm just explaining my model in case anyone else is like me and they like these kinds of trades. But yeah, like you said, it's not going to happen every day. I just like these kinds of setups. I just like these kinds of days. The greatest athletes practice more than they perform. Same goes for traders. Don't have to trade live every day to practice and improve your skill. Exactly. So same or similar occurred in yesterday's PA. I'm not too sure, actually. Let me see real quick. Thursday. Yeah, same thing happened, right? So we had market open, and we're bullish, right? Bullish daily bias. The narrative, I'm not gonna go over the narrative, but if I wanted to, I can build the whole narrative behind this trade. But as you guys can see, right, market opens, we run higher, fake move right here, and then what do? We manipulate lower. The same exact thing. Manipulate lower. And then what do we do throughout the rest of the day? We run higher. So boom, there's the freedom model yesterday also happened. Was it as clean as today? No, right? We had this huge consolidation period right here all the way until the lunch, and then we still didn't start the real run until 1 o'clock. But the model is still there itself, right? Market opens, fake run in the real direction, manipulation, Judas swing, lower, taking out all of the sell side, and then we run higher for the real daily range. So that was just yesterday as well. What do you think would kill the continuation of this move? I struggle with letting trades run like these and slow drives higher. Since we made a relatively equal high like this, I don't think that I think it's maybe like a 85-90% chance that we take out at least 940 high. And then I'd probably take most of my position off right here from the 940 high AM session. But if we do stuff like this and we retrace, you just have to remember, right? You can't get stuck on the 1 minute time frame. If you go to the higher time frames, 15 minute, you can see that we have fair value gaps that have formed that we can use, right? On the 5 minute, we have fair value gaps that have formed that we're probably going to use to run higher. But on the 1 minute, right, it looks like we're forming a whole reversal, right? We have this market structure shift right here, right? It's to go short off of, and this is why narrative is so important. If you're not including the higher time frame, like the daily draw on liquidity, daily objective, you're not looking at the 15 minute for value gaps, the 5 minute for value gaps, and you're only looking at the 1 minute time frame, then you might be seeing this and you're thinking, oh, 2022 model to the downside, and you're trying to go short right here even though the market is bullish. So that's why, again, narrative is very important. SMT with CIPD MSS on a higher time frame ends this run. I don't know what SSMT is. Why is there two S's? And CIPD, I don't know what that is. If ICT actually worked, all of you guys would not be wasting time on demo. Exactly. Thank you, Johnny E. Mini, for enlightening us. I don't trade. What happened? Wait, where'd it go? Oh my god, the chat. Just refresh. Okay, there we go. I don't trade ICT, I trade a live account, no props, but if ICT works for them, then whatever. I demo traded for 10 years before I went live. Practice is better than losing real money. Practice is better than losing real money. When live. I don't trade live, bro. I'm a demo trader only. Freedom model sounds like Luffy Straw Hat Crew. What? Johnny, when you run live and see he is live, yeah. Prop firm is still demo. Prop firm is still demo, but I can actually take money out, take real money out, and pay my bills with it. I told you, do you trade gold? No, I don't trade gold. Must he show payouts now? You can go on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I mean, Johnny Mini can easily do his own research. He's probably just too lazy to do anything except get up from the couch and walk to his fridge. Doesn't matter. We're here to make money or not look smart, bro. What's wrong with this guy? I don't think he understands how prop firm works. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't I quit trading a while ago to get a job, respect, transparency? But if I see it works so well, that would not happen. But you have to separate. Okay, clearly you're not a profitable trader. I'm not saying that to like downplay you or like disrespect you, but clearly like you need like. I don't know how experienced you are in trading, but trading is not all about technicals, right? And I openly express that throughout my whole entire YouTube channel. I literally struggled with psychology problems. It had nothing to do with ICT concepts. ICT reposted my YouTube video almost 2 years ago because of how well I could read price. So I've been able to read price for more than 2 years. And I still, wasn't consistently making money. And it was because of my own psychological issues and me getting in my own way and me doing dumb stuff. So it had nothing to do with the concepts. You just clearly have some kind of like resentment towards ICT. I don't know why. I don't know what happened to you. I don't know how many accounts you blew trying to learn ICT and you just didn't understand narrative or bias. But it's not the concepts, bro, because the concepts clearly work. Got this move, got trailed out. That's fine. As long as you were able to see it and you were able to take some kind of profit from it, then there's nothing wrong with that. Start studying true data. This ICT fairy tales, you become probably profitable. I'm just gonna ignore this guy Johnny's chats. This guy's clearly. Is this paper? Yes, this is paper, but I'm also entered on my my funded account. Actually, let me see, because I do need to, like I said, I need to cut it short soon. I'm just gonna cut it here.
Order filled.
I need to trade a little bit more to abide by the consistency rule, but I'll do that after I'm done with this live stream. Where's the chat at? Okay, there you go. No hate, just trying to help. ICT is a fraud. Okay. What do you think about this retracement? These highs are absurd. Like I said, the retracement is just higher time frame fair value gaps being retraced into, basically. It's respectable, with the fact that it didn't work for you doesn't mean that everyone didn't either. It took me 1.5 years to get my first retirement. It's all about preservation, Johnny. Yeah, Johnny, I don't know what Johnny's on. How can you improve your psych? I think you already know what you need to do. It's just a matter of actually, wanting it bad enough. Because, it got to a point for me where it's like either I change and I stopped doing dumb shit, or I just repeatedly experienced the same exact pain over and over again. And it just got to a point where I just got tired of feeling that pain in my chest of just constantly making the same mistake over and over again. And I mean, also it also depends on like what you struggle with the most, because everyone's gonna have their own struggles. Like some people might struggle with fear of entering a trade, etc. But for me, my main thing was just being greedy, over leveraging, and then also not being able to accept a loss. Like those were my main struggles, and I had to figure out. First of all, I had to figure out why I was feeling those emotions, and then secondly, I had to just simply just not give in to them. If you did not catch the bottom, where would you look for an entry, or where would you not participate at all? Go next. I would enter on this fair value gap right here. I would enter on this Fairway gap right here. And the reason why, I'll explain it again briefly, is because we have the breaker right here, this breaker, and then we also, on this run up, right, this whole entire move higher before hitting that Fairway gap, there are no other Fairway gaps that were formed. So right here, immediate rebalance right here, no Fairway gap, no Fairway gap. This was the only Fairway gap in this whole entire price run right here. So price has no reason to get below the breaker. So I would have entered on this Fairway gap with my stop loss probably below the midpoint of the breaker. So it would look, let me just show you, it would look something like this if I went long right here. That's where I put it. And then I would just target like the daily objective and then take partials at this this AM session high. That's where I would enter if I missed the original entry. What funded makes you able? No, this is a paper trading on TradingView. I have my funded account is on a different platform, but I'm just showing TradingView because it has all of my markups on it. There are funded accounts that enable you to use 5 minis even though you only have $2,000 of drawdown, which is absolutely ridiculous, right? That's exactly how they get you to over leverage. Not hating, just trying to help. Well, I appreciate your efforts to try and help, Johnny. Thank you. Goes yours as well. Can't take L and try to make hella money to just pass eval rush payout. I mean, yeah, but you got to realize that the faster you try and make it happen, the longer it's going to take. And you already know this, Don. But it's just, like I said, it's just a matter of being able to recognize it in real time. And, you know, it's just like being mature enough to just control your emotions in real time, because it's easy to say all this stuff right now, but it's not easy to, you know, actually get off the charts when you take a loss, or when you see your perfect A+ setup. It's really hard to control yourself and not over leverage because you're thinking that there's no way this trade will lose. So you over leverage and then it ends up losing, and you're like, you're just sitting there like, damn, like what do I do now? Now I got to get it back. All because, you know, you over leveraged, and then that just spirals into going on tilt. But yeah, it's all about just being aware in real time, and then being able to control yourself and not do the dumb stuff that you know is detrimental to your trading journey long term. Funded, yeah, I took the trade on my funded accounts. I see. Thank you for your clear logic. You're welcome. W trade, thank you. Do I keep in mind the IPTA phase on the 1 minute when trying to align with higher time frame? Yes, I think so. I kind of forgot what IPTA like actually means. I understand it, like IPTA, but I can't like explain it exactly. But yeah, I close in the internal high. That's good, bro. You don't have to capture this whole entire move to make money. You just have to capture your own little piece. Yesterday I blew up my account with 1 day to payout. I have been trading 8 micros and I lost it. I'm assuming that you say you have been trading 8 micros. I'm assuming you traded more than 8 micros yesterday, and that's what caused you to blow up. 10-4. Freedom model, that's the inversion for value gap, brev. Yes, the entry was the inversion for value gap, but the whole entire premise behind the trade, if you want to rewatch this live stream where I explained all of it, or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to make a video on the model itself. But the model isn't just the entry. The model is the whole entire framework behind the entry. The entry has nothing to do with the model. Your entry can be anything you want. You can enter turtle soup, you can enter inversion for value gap, you can enter the normal for value gap, you can enter the order block, you can enter the breaker, you can enter this continuation for value gap. They're all a part of the freedom model. That's why it's called the freedom model. The freedom model is called the freedom model because your entry is free to do what your entry mechanism is free to be whatever you want it to be. And also the freedom model because, you know, it'll provide you with the financial freedom that you desire. But yeah, it's not limited to just one entry. Do I take partials? I used to, yeah. And yeah, like well, I mean, on my funded account, like I would be in this trade, and then I would like have my TP at the daily objective, but I would partial out at the AM session high. Like for this trade example, like I usually take off most of my position at the main liquidity level. Like this AM session high is the main liquidity level, so I would take, let's say I had 10 micros on, I would take eight micros off at the AM session high, and then just leave 2 runners to run for the daily objective. That's how I would trade. Like that's how I actually trade. This is just a paper account, so I just have, actually I'll just do this just to, you know, show like a good example. This is what I would do essentially. So I'd have my final target, but I'd take most of my position off at the liquidity level right there. Oh, my head itches. I think just the 4 phases of price. Yeah. So yeah, we had I mean, we had this like this mini consolidation pre-market, and then after that, you know, we kind of did the IPDA. After we manipulated higher, we had the manipulation. So power of 3 basically right here. Accumulation, manipulation, and then expansion, right? To maintain my win rate, I close in 1-to-1 or at the lower time frame target, but today I have the bullish bias and will let runners run to relatively equal higher time frame. Just subscribed. Definitely need to work on psychology though. No, psychology is the #1 thing. Like you can have a 95% win rate model. Like you can have the best model in the world, but that 5% of losses, you're gonna blow your account every single time if you don't have control over yourself. So even if you have the best model, you still won't be profitable with the shitty mindset. But if you have a shitty model, but you have a perfect mindset, then you can make millions of dollars, right? You'll always make more money than anyone with a perfect model and no self-control. So always keep that in mind. Your mindset is more important than your model. Is there a video for this? There is an old video, but I'm gonna make a new one probably today and put it out today. Just tuned in. What is freedom model? Do I have a video on it? Explain it? Yeah, I just I'll make a video. I explained it earlier in this live stream, but I'm just gonna make a video and I'll edit it so that it only, like, I'll make the video only about the model, because I kind of explained a lot on the live stream. So I'll make another YouTube video. I'll try and get it out by today about, you know, just specifically the model itself and how to use it. I usually trade a 15 minute to 1 minute. Yes, 15-minute time frame. 15-minute PD arrays aligned with 1 minute structure is golden. It's also another gem dropped right there. Time frame alignments. There's multiple time frames that align with each other, and if you pay attention to them and you know them, then you'll see some magical stuff. Of course, if narrative is behind the trade. How often does your model play out on a week? I'd say around 3 times on average. You can be 4 or 5, but I won't be looking to trade every single day, because not every time the model plays out it's going to be clean, right? Like today was pretty clean because price was, you know, moving. But like, for example, like yesterday, like I would not have wanted to trade yesterday just because of, like, even though my model played out. I'll go over yesterday's price action a little bit again. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. Even though the model played out, right, we had the fake run higher at market open, manipulation lower, and then we had the daily range print, right? We just ran higher. That was a real move. Even though the model played out, you can see like how long it took to play out, right? So even at market open, we just chopped around, did absolutely nothing. Then we manipulated higher, and then we had our Judas swing lower. The Judas swing is actually a very efficient price run, so the Judas swing would have been a better trade to take in this case, just because of how efficient it was. And then the real move began. But you can see how we had this huge accumulation period of just sideways price action for, how long was this? 1019 to So almost like 3 hours, right, of price doing absolutely nothing. So these conditions are just like not ideal. So even though the model might appear throughout the week, that doesn't mean that you should always trade it, because it won't be the best price action. I mean, you can trade this. I'm just saying I wouldn't want to trade this and sit in a trade for 3 hours and having it constantly come back to break even or drawdown. That's just mentally draining. You want to have trades like today where it just hits your entry and then just takes off, right? These are the kinds of trades that you want to catch. Tell us about my app. Oh, my software, bro. I've been waiting for Tradovate to respond. So I'm trying to get the API set up so that it can connect to your guys' Tradovate account. So basically what my software is, it's I don't want to like plug it, but it's easier to explain if I just pull it up. I'll just go over it real quick since someone asked about it. There you go. All right, so basically it's just it's going to be a software where you connect it to your Tradovate account. You can connect it to your live account or your funded account. Right now it's just going to be Tradovate since that's what most people use and it's like the simplest. But basically it's just an app where you set you set your rules in the app, and then you create a group with you and your friends, or you can use it by yourself just as like a journal or like a statistics tracker of how often you break your rules. But basically you set your rules in the app, and then you create a group with up to 8 people, and then once you break those rules, if you ever do break those rules, then your whoever's in that group will get a instant notification real time. So basically, like, let's say one of my rules is only trade New York AM session, so 9:30 to 11 AM Eastern time, and then I take a trade during Asia session. As soon as I place that order, as soon as my order gets filled, like I get into the market, literally the exact second I do that, whoever's in my group will get a notification right away in real time. And that, that enables other people to, whoever's in your group, it's basically like an accountability group. So, if my friend sees I'm trading Asia session, even though I'm supposed to trade New York, they're going to be like, yo, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, they're going to like call me, blow my phone up, text me, tell me to, lock in. And basically that will like prevent me from breaking my rules, essentially, because if I know that my friends will know, or my accountability partners will know exactly like right away when I break a rule, when I do something dumb, then it'll just make me less likely to do it. And also, if I do it, hopefully whoever's in my group can prevent that mistake from turning into a blown account or going on tilt, because they'll be able to step in, intervene with you once you once you make that mistake. They'll be able to step in, intervene, and stop you from doing more damage than necessary. So basically, like, yeah, it's just something like this, right? They get a notification right away, and then this is what it would look like. You get a notification, Mike broke position size right away, and then you could just like text your group or whatever it is, and then hopefully the end result, right, is that you don't blow up until I'm pretty emotional right now. You guys are right, gonna stop for it. So that's like the goal, right? Is that you just prevent people from going on tilt. And then also it has this dashboard that tracks your compliance rate with your rules. Basically, it just means how often you follow your rules, and you want this to be as high as possible. And also tracks the win rate multiplier. So your win rate when you don't follow your rules versus your win rate when you do follow your rules. That's a very important metric that you need to track, because it'll like point out the problem straight to your face of why you're losing more trades and not. It's probably because you're not following your rules and you're not following your model. And then your compliance rate, you just want to be following your rules more times than not and have this percentage as high as possible. And then the P&L calendar, this is my favorite part. P&L calendar, it's red and green, but the green days are the days that you follow your rules, and the red days are the days that you violate your rules. So it's not P&L based, it's rule based. So if you follow your rules every single day, then your whole entire monthly calendar will be green. And that's how I think it should be, not just P&L focused. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now let me go back to the charts. But yeah, that's pretty much how my what my software is. But I'm still waiting for Tradovate to whatchamacallit. I'm still waiting for Tradovate to lock in and let me set up the API so that you guys can connect your Tradeovate accounts to the system so that you get real-time notifications. But once that's really like the last step. I just need them to set it up, and then once they set it up, I can start running like a beta program. So if you want to be a part of that beta program, then you can sign up on the let me just show this last part real quick. If you want to be a part of the beta program where I just basically like have people test it out and see if it works and like fix any bugs and stuff, then you can just sign up on the website. I have it linked in the description of this video if you would like to sign up, but you can just scroll down to the bottom of the website and then you just enter your email right here and then you just sign up. But yeah, I still need to test it out and make sure that everything functions properly, and I'll probably just do that with like a small group of people, and then yeah, I'll just test it out and see, get the feedback, see what people like, what they don't like, improve it a little bit, and then after that, that's when I'll release it publicly. Is my model somewhat 2022? I did actually start. The 2022 model was my first original, like the first model that I learned. So 2022 model is like this model. I mean, like I said, the main importance about the freedom model is just the framework behind the trade. It's not like the actual entry mechanism. But when I first created this model, I did use 2022 as my entry mechanism. What days in your data do you see are the most probable? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Those are typically the expansion days. How many accounts am I trading right now? I just have one funded account, or I have two funded accounts now. I had one eval earlier today, but I passed it. I passed my eval today, and then I traded my funded account today as well. So now I have two funded accounts. And like I said, I just got back from a 3-month break from trading, so I'm slowly building up my allocation right now. I'm not rushing it because there's no need to rush it, and rushing it will probably just lead to me being greedy. And that's important. I know myself more than enough to, do stuff that I know I shouldn't do. And that's a key thing to being consistently profitable, is knowing yourself more than anyone. Bro, you're one of the best ICT executors. Thank you. God bless you. I actually like this concept, accountability buddies. Yeah. Johnny E. Mini is definitely not. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I mean, he just needs to. Hopefully, he can open his mind up and be open to learning new things. That's sick. Thank you. It's actually really smart. Thank you. Data here is also really important. Yeah, no, the data alone of just like tracking how often you follow your rules and also your win rate when you follow your rules versus when you don't follow your rules. I think that alone is like valuable in itself. And then like the real-time notifications is like just the add-on that it's just add-on. But I think the whole like statistics tracking of your rule compliance is like the main benefit from the software. We're in the same trade. Oh my god, Jinxie, bro. JP is back. Many things from 2022, but not exactly 2022. Yeah. Have you ever tried to trade Forex? Yeah. I traded Forex before I switched to futures. So I started with options, and then I switched to Forex, and then I switched to futures. A lot of people on TikTok Live don't really comment anything. They kind of just watch. Like I have more viewers on TikTok Live than this YouTube live stream, but there's just like no chat in the TikTok. Oh, my TikTok Live was discontinued due to inactivity. Okay. It just ended. Nice. Dude, TikTok's such a L platform, bro. L platform. Go on YouTube board and see your thumbnail was first thing. Nice. But yeah, I'm back on my my content grind. Well, I'm back on my trading grind in general, but also content. I just want this trade to hit this AM session high. And then after that, I'll probably call it, because I said a lot on this live stream. And I've been live, I don't know how, hour and a half. Yeah, my trading day's already complete, so now I'm just answering Q&As. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions, then you can go ahead and ask them. Can I explain the trade context? Yeah, but if you want to see it like more in depth, then you could just like rewind the live stream and I explain it like more in depth. But I'll go over it very slightly, but it's not going to be like everything. So basically, the daily bias was bullish. The narrative was this 15-minute 2022 model right here. Boom. And then we had this 15-minute for value gap, as well as 15-minute breaker, 15-minute inversion. And then we have our Judas swing right here. And then inside this small 10-minute window of 10:20 to 10:30, we find our entry right here on this inversion for value gap. And yeah, we're just targeting buy side liquidity now after taking out sell side. That's like a very like brief explanation of the trade, but if you want to understand it more, then you can just rewind in the live stream. Okay. All right, now we can turn this music back on because we're done explaining our model. No problem. No problem. Let me see if ES took out this high. No, it did not. Okay. I don't know if I'll stay on here for the whole time because we might just keep consolidating and then running out the high later on. And I also do want to edit this live stream and get the freedom model video out. But I'll stay on here. I'll stay on here for 10 more minutes till 9:30 my time. So if you guys have any questions, anything you want to ask, go ahead, ask away. Open to explaining anything, any question you guys have, or if you just want a question about your own personal trading, you can ask that as well, and I can try and help out best I can with what knowledge I do have. Low resistance liquidity run above. You're right. What are you talking about? This one? Dude, what is going on with these fucking YouTube ads? You talking about this run? This run higher was very low resistance. Do I know GTX model? This ICT concept like candle 1, candle 2 theory? No, I've never heard of GTX. I'm not on the trading space social media at all. So I don't know like any of these new concepts or new models. I haven't even watched ICT for like a year. Where do I see myself in a year with trading? Hopefully trading a live account. I think honestly all I need is like a $100,000 live account, just risking like 2 to 3%, making like 8 to 10K per trading day. Trade 3 times a week, making like 20K a week. That's like the the kind of goal in terms of like trading. GTX is ITT. He trades like T trades in AM. Is GTX a person or is it like a concept? I have a question I'm stuck with. 50K eval for 2 months now. I don't know how to approach it. I feel stuck. How much are you like risking 1 micro and just taking it slow, or are you like break even, like you're trading, winning, and then you're losing? Like why do you think that you're stuck right now? How old am I? I'm 21. I turned 22 in August. Is this a live account or funded a demo? What's the account? This is a demo account on TradingView, but I took the same trade on my funded account. But this is a demo account. Maybe I should change it to money, because that's all people care about right there. GTX is a person. Oh, okay. What about goals? Any weekly objectives? And keep going where I like the content. Thank you. Weekly objectives, honestly, well, right now, since I just got back from my 3-month break, my weekly objective is just like to take things slow, keep myself in check and not rush things, because that's what I tend to like to do. So just take it slow, build up the allocation again, and then hopefully work my way up from like 2K. Hopefully I can get like 2K this month. Well, actually, no, there's only like 1 week. I don't want to put like that constraint on myself. So next month, hopefully I can aim for like 3K in payouts, and then the month after that, maybe like 6K, 8K, and then just keep scaling up from there. And yeah, just taking it slow, not trying to just jump immediately to 10K a month after my my 3-month long break. Risking 250 or 300, your BE winning and losing. What's your RR? Ersan. GXT is a concept. GX trades is the ID. Garrett's name. Okay, so basically just a guy who created his own model. But no, I've never heard of it. Yeah, Ice Crew is completely right. Ersan. Most people aren't even break even. They're they're losing money. So you're already doing better than most people because you haven't lost that account in over 2 months. You're trading 100% though with no job. I mean, I have other sources of income, not just trading. Like that, I wouldn't just take a break from trading for 3 months with no income. So trading is not like 100% my income. No. And that's like that's like the best. That's probably the best thing you can do with trading, is not have it be your only source of income, because it just removes so much stress from your trading. And like I said, like I'm able to take it slow within my trading, and just make like, let's say I only get like 1 payout this month and I get $1,000, but I still have other income sources, in that it doesn't take away from my trading results, right? So if I only had trading and I only made $1,000 this month, then I'd be cooked. But because I have other source of income and I have other businesses like my my software, then things like that will take stress off my back from my trading results. And I think that's what everyone should do. 2RR, then I guess I mean, are you trading like a proven system? Like you've the model that you trade is like proven to be profitable over the long time? Ersan, what do I recommend for 50K accounts or 100K accounts? Um, I mean, they're kind of the same thing, honestly. But I always do 50K accounts. Unless I like, yeah, I only do 50K accounts. Because if you really think about it, I mean, it depends. Because the only difference is the payout caps. Like, but Top Step before they tightened the payout cap, I would like the 50K is like the same thing as 150K, right? Because the 150K has 4.5K drawdown, and then the 50K has 2K. But if you build that 50K up to 4.5K, like your balance is at 4.5K, then it's basically just a 150K. Other than like your position sizing, but I don't think anyone should be risking more than 5 minis in a single trade unless you have like a crazy balance of like 70K balance. But at that point, then you're on a live account, so it's different. And I'm pretty sure you can like request a position size increase as well. Did it edge my TP? No, I just added this partial, so no, it didn't edge my TP. I mean, it did edge the session high, and I think we'll still hit it. I have a lot of payouts, struggle a lot with consistency. I realized it was a lot because of greed and impatience, so I became less greedy and more patient. But now I feel more hesitant and lost. I would say journal. Journal for sure. If you're hesitant, then that means that you might either you don't have a model, or you have a model but you just don't have any faith in it. You need to see it play out more, or you're just scared of losing. Or there's something else that maybe I didn't name it that causes that fear inside of you. But those are like the main three sources of fear, and you need to journal, figure out which one is yours, and yeah, there's different ways to overcome each one of those. But like, if you don't have faith in your model, then you just need to see it play out more. Like, I've seen this exact model play out, the freedom model. I've seen it play out for years, right? Three plus years I've seen this play out. So I have very strong belief in my system, in my model, and that's why I'm able to take it so confidently. But like I said, there's different reasons for hesitation, and you just have to figure out which one you have. That's why it's so important to journal. Update on that job. I remember you went back. So yeah, that was back in Fresno, and then I quit after I made 20K in 2 weeks from my take profit accounts, and then I just went on complete tilt, and then like just did the dumbest shit after my ego went through the roof. I did quit my job because my boss got mad at me. So basically, here's the story. I was at home trading, and basically we have to be at work like right at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So right inside the macro, the AM session macro, I would have to be at work. And one day I just said, you know what, fuck it, bro. I'm just gonna stay at home and trade, and then just show up to work late. So I traded, and I made like 8K on my take profit account, and I got that same payout the same day. So I withdrew 8K from take profit, and then I went to work. And then the boss was like telling me like, oh, you need to be on time, like stop being late. And then he told me, just like, I texted him like, okay, I'm on my way. And then he texted me like, just don't even come in. So basically just like telling me not to work today because I was late. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, bro. Like, I quit. And I quit right then and there. I texted him, I'm done. And then yeah, I ended up going on tilt, losing most of that payout, and then I had to go back. I had to drop my ego, bro. And it was a very important lesson for me to learn. Because trading will bring out the ugliest sides of you, and ego is definitely one of the things that especially us as men, that we need to learn about ourselves and learn to control, because ego and pride will be the death of you if you're not careful. And a lot of people die over ego and pride, like just fighting. Like, if a guy is trying to fight you in public, bro, like, there's, like, why are you gonna fight Why are you gonna fight a person like you don't even know? Like that's just stupid. Second of all, you never know what they have on them, and that's how people die, right? They get in a fight with someone and then they pull out a gun and they just lose their life over the smallest shit, bro. Over like a road rage. Like people just, it's just all just ego and pride at the end of the day, especially for men. And you just need to learn to control that. And trading has taught me to control that. As funny as it sounds. But yeah, that's basically the story about my my job. But now I moved to a different city, so I'm no longer in that city anymore. So just slowly building up confidence through your journals, yeah, 100%. But in order to build that confidence, you have to push through that hesitant feeling and that uncomfortableness, because that is the only way that you're going to grow, right? If you're constantly giving into that fear and that hesitation, then you're never going to grow, right? So you need to push past that feeling. And if you're feeling hesitant, you see your model present itself, but you're feeling hesitant, you just got to push through that hesitation and enter on your model, be confident. And then if it wins, it wins. If it loses, it loses. Either way, you're going to journal and grow as a trader. Technically, like technicality wise, right? Every loss is a lesson in order to become a better technical price reader. And then, every win is just more conviction that your model works. So either way, win or lose, it's you're benefiting from it either way. So, there's no reason to be fearful. But I understand, I understand the fear. I'm not saying like you shouldn't be fearful at all, but I'm just saying that either way, you're gonna benefit from the results. So there's no real negative to sticking to your model. What's up, Tay? It's a deadly sin for a reason, yeah. Am I building a real account? No, not yet. Maybe I'll go live at the end of this year. We'll see. But prop firms are still I think prop firms are still more advantageous, as long as you don't give in to their gambling temptations that they like to show in your face. If you just trade them normally, then you should be fine. Take them glasses off, but bro, I can't, bro. They protect my eyes from blue light. Do I live trade every day? No, I don't. Am I up 11K on one account? Yeah, this is demo though. I already got out on my funded accounts, so this is just demo. Thank you, Tay. Thank you, bro. Tay, join the Discord back, bro. Discord misses you, bro. They ask about you all the time. Send the Discord invite back. I got you. Or it's in the description of the live stream. I said I was gonna get off here at 9:30. It's 9:34. Do you guys have any more questions or anything? Have I heard of the Ninja Trader competition? I have actually, and I actually have. I'm actually partnered with Ninja Trader now, because Ninja Trader and Tradeovate are like the same platform, and because I'm using the Tradeovate platform on my software, they asked me if I wanted to become a partner. So I'm actually partnered with them, and I'm gonna announce the Ninja Trader competition in my Discord pretty soon, so that everyone else can know about it. But it's basically just like a trading competition with real cash prizes, and it's free to enter. So I'll announce that in my Discord as well. Also, if you are new and you're not in my Discord, there's two prop firms that are doing 50% off right now. It's Alpha Futures and Lucid Funding. They're both doing 50% off, so it's like funded accounts for as low as $40. But Alpha Futures, they released their new platform 2 days ago, and it's really buggy, so you just need to work with them on that. But Lucid, you only have two accounts, two 50% off uses, and then Alpha Futures is unlimited 50% off. But like I said, their new platform, you just have to be patient with that. But yeah, I'm also giving away free funded accounts if you join my Discord. The winner will be announced tomorrow, so if you want to join, then you should join now and enter the giveaway for a chance for a free funded account. Knowledge, pay attention when he offers info free. Yeah, no. this is like, I used to charge people for this kind of stuff, but I'm doing it for free now. Where is my invalidation point? Where do I close a trade? If this was a real trade and I was like actually still in it, I would probably, let me see. I mean, the safest point of invalidation would be the midpoint of this. So you see this long hourly wick right here? The midpoint of that wick, I just put a fib on it right here, so it's this blue line. That would be my point of invalidation. So that's where my stop loss would be. So I'd probably move it to like below, at the low of the breaker, right there. And then once we take out the AM session high, then I just move it up to the most recent low of whatever was made. That's how I would do stop loss management for this trade. 2% away from passing 200K. I've never been trading more fearful than right now. I could have passed 3 times yesterday, but I had to take setups. But you just have to, like I said, like I told the other guy, you just have to push through that hesitation, because I mean, clearly you wouldn't have gotten to that point in your trading journey if your model didn't work, right? So, you know, there's no reason to deviate now, and you just got to realize, like, that's all just in your head at the end of the day. It's just human emotions. But the most important thing though is don't get too emotional, and don't, you know, give in to that anger towards yourself for, you know, not passing and, you know, hesitating and, you know, making that mistake, because that's what will lead to you blowing the account. So don't view it as, you know, a bad thing that, you know, you hesitated and that you could have passed your account but you didn't. Don't look at it that way. Just look at it as, you know, you're going through a very important lesson right now within your trading journey, because no matter what, you would always face this problem. Like, no matter what journey you took in your trading, you as a person would always face this battle of fear. So it's good that you're battling it now rather than, you know, 5 years in the future, and you just have to overcome it. What strategy do I use? I use ICT concepts and created my own model using ICT concepts. 4,100 on TPT. Sheesh. That's fire, bro. Get your payout the same day. Don't mind explaining my freedom model? I already explained it throughout this live stream, but I will post a YouTube video later today explaining it. So if you want to see that video, then either join the Discord or subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then you'll see that you'll see when I post it later on today. Or you can just go back on this live stream and rewatch the parts where I did explain, but it'll just be easier if you watch the YouTube video, because I cut out all the parts where I didn't explain my model. Are you back on full-time prop firm trading? Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like my main source of income, but I am back to trading props. Yeah. Been in this shit forever. Yeah, I know. Really like disclosing the paper trade, bro? Of course, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, right, it doesn't really matter if it's paper or not, because, you know, the entry is still there, the concepts are still there, everything I said would happen did happen. So it doesn't matter if it's paper or not. I still called price before it printed, and it did what I said it would, regardless of, you know, even if I didn't take this trade. I just took the execution just to show that, like, how confident I am in my ability to read price. That's really the only point of this execution. Re-entry or too late? I probably would not. I mean, this is just me personally, right? Everyone's different, but I wouldn't be really looking for a entry unless we retrace back into discount down below this equilibrium. But like, that wouldn't even be ideal for this price run. I just want to see price take out the AM session high, so I probably wouldn't really be looking for anything. We're going to take this weekend to reset and hopefully pass next week. Yeah, no, take the weekend, you know, journal about the week, how it went, you know, what when you hesitated, what you were fearful of, when it went well, and when you were confident, and then just try and replicate those confident moments next week, and then also you just remind yourself that there's no reason to be fearful next week, and then set that goal of hesitating less. Who did I learn ICT off of? ICT. I just studied all of ICT's videos for like 2 years straight. And I'm selling the lunch macro up to 26,600. Nice. I'm not gonna give any trade advice because I already have my execution and what I think price should do, and I might be wrong. So I'm not gonna tell you that you're wrong. I'm not gonna tell you that you're right. We'll let the market tell us. Is Tay still here? I don't know if he's still in the live stream, but he said he'll join my Discord again. Once you kind of reach consistent results, how fast does it actually take to reach 10K a month, etc. if you start with simple 1.5K payout? Technically, you can do it like the next month, but realistically, it's better to start off slow and take it one payout at a time, because a lot of people, including me, like this is what I did. I just basically like got a payout once I figured out what was possible. I tried to rush it as quick as possible and scale up as fast as possible, and all that did was cause psychological trauma damage and so many blown accounts because I wasn't ready for that kind of money yet and that kind of trading. So I would say just take it slow, one payout at a time, and slowly scale up instead of trying to go for 5 accounts every time. I would say just take it slow personally. And all you need for 10K a month really is like 5 accounts total. And if you're doing, I would say like 2 accounts per month, then, within 2 months, 2 to 3 months, you're hitting 10K a month easily, consistently. And 10K a month on 5 accounts is like the lowest threshold that you need. So I'm saying like 10K is very generous and very easily done on 5 accounts. You can do 10K a month on 3 accounts. But if I'm being generous with 5 accounts, then that's just easier. Taking the same trade right now? Nice. I said discount though. That's 2, ain't it? What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about what's the freedom model? I explained the freedom model earlier in this video, but I'm gonna make another separate video on the freedom model and post it later today. So join my Discord or subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified when I do post it. How do I feel about MFU getting rid of their old 50Ks? I actually, which ones are you talking about? How many years am I in with trading? 5 or 4. 4 going on 5. Pulled an 8.6R trade today, trading 20 micros, 3.2 stop. Nice. That's fire. Where was your entry at, Sishi? Haven't passed Evo yet. Sometimes it feels like it's not possible. You know what I mean? I know what you mean, but you also have to realize, like, if other people can do it, then so can you. So it's not a matter of it being possible. It's just a matter of you're willing to last long enough until you gain the acquired skills to be able to make it possible. The real cheap one, I think it was the Rapids, maybe the Flex. Oh yeah, the Flex one. No, the Flex ones were, I think their Flex plan was probably, I don't know if let me look at the current accounts. I know the Flex plan was like literally the best plan that they did. But let me look at it right now and see. Let me see what plan they have right now. Faster payouts, lower price. Oh, they have a 40% off right now on My Funded Futures if you want to use code Blay. $65 only until Friday. Oh, okay, so I guess all the discounts just end today. So if you guys are gonna use discounts, best discounts, they all end today. So let me see what they have. Rapid Builder Pro. I mean, yeah, the Flex plan. Wait, no, they still have the Flex plan. It's still on here. You can still get it. Dude, my stomach hurts so bad. Max payout request. I think the old max payout was 3K. I think it was. I don't know if it was 5K at first, but it was 3K at one point. And when it was 3K, that was probably the best account. Their best account. I mean, they have the Pro plan too, which is like just max freedom. So that's like, if you want to just like over leverage and go for big payouts, then the Pro plan is definitely the best plan. But my stomach is starting to hurt, so I might have to call this live stream. I'll do one more question roll call. If you guys have any final questions, then ask them now. I'll answer all of them, and then after that, I will get to the toilet, and then edit my YouTube video of the Freedom model and get that posted up by the end of today. How long did I spend learning and trading before making my first withdrawal? So I was trading for, I spent I think it was like 8 months, or no, it was like a year. It was like a year from when I first started learning trading to my first payout. And my first ever payout was on Top Step for $200. Am I still with Top Step? Not right now, no. But I'll probably end up expanding to them once I'm done with Alpha Futures. Like once I max allocate Alpha Futures. This battle reverse? I don't think so, but we'll see. Do I change my risk based on what's happening right now in the world? Yes. Well, I mean, yeah, for sure. But I mean, well, these are also like prop firm accounts. So at the end of the day, let's say like some catastrophic event does happen. It's not like I'm losing like $30,000 in a real account. I'm just losing like $100. So trading a funded account like doesn't really matter too much. But if I was trading a live account, oh my god, I would be so fearful, bro. Like imagine Trump just says like the dumbest shit, and then the NASDAQ just tanks like 5%, or like it tanks like 1% in like a matter of 2 seconds. Your account is just fried. Your orders don't even get filled. What's my model? The Freedom model. I'll make a video on it and post it later today. But I explained it throughout this live stream, but just to make things easier for you, I'm going to make a separate YouTube video on it. Right now, I see my psych is the best when I risk only 2 micros. I trade. Well, how long should I stay this way until I size up to 10 micros again? I mean, why is it like either you trade 2 micros or 10 micros? Why can't you trade like 3 or 5 or 6? Have you tried like trading in between that and like testing that out? Did the same thing from well low on my mobile, but not 3K one was fire. I kind of want to see about that one day by myself. Oh yeah, the builder plan. No, the builder plan seems pretty cool as well, and I think the payout scales up. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's why it's called the builder plan, because the payout cap increases the more payouts you take. I could be wrong though, but I think that's why it's called the builder plan. But yeah, those don't seem too bad either. Why am I not closing? Is that not greedy? I already closed my funded accounts trades. This is just paper trading for educational purposes. But my funded accounts are already closed out. Not really a black and white thing. It's either go all in or a little. Right? You gotta just find the middle ground. I mean, even 5 micros is even 3, bro. Like you saw my you were here when I was showing my alpha trader, but I took that trade with 3 micros and I made $1,000. I made 1600 on the day with 3 micros. Like, so you don't need to risk a lot. 1600 in a day, what? That's like 2 weeks of working full-time minimum wage, and I did that with 3 micros. So I mean, you can make millions of dollars with 3 micros. What was the logic for closing on my fundeds? Well, just because we hit this daily rejection block, and it's also aligned with this 1 minute rejection block. So I just took most of my profits here, as well as just there's a consistency rule on my accounts as well. But the AM session high, this was like the main target. All right, but is there any more questions? Last call for any questions, any free questions before I get off this live stream. And yeah, also if you want to just ask me any questions anytime, you can just join my Discord in the description, and I'll answer any questions you have there as well. And I also do live streams and calls in my Discord more often than my YouTube channel. Wish I would have seen that. I got stopped break even. It's all good, bro. You still didn't take a loss, so that's better. Break even is better than a loss, and you learned, right? So you got the opportunity to learn without taking a loss. It's always a W. What's a good sign to size up? Don't want to stay small forever. A good sign to size up is when you're comfortable risking whatever. And I don't determine sizing up by contract size, because I can risk 10 micros on a trade setup and risk $1,000, and then on a different trade setup I can risk 10 micros and risk $500. So each setup will have different dollar amount risk. So that's why I don't like to limit myself on a set number of contracts. I limit myself on the dollar amount risk. And I would say that's easier to measure as well, because it's easier to measure your psych and what you're comfortable risking. And also you just have to, you have to journal about it. Journal about how comfortable you are in a trade, how much you're comfortable losing, and then from there, that's where you grow. If you can't grow if you're not tracking any data, right? There's no how else can you determine the growth if you're not tracking anything? So you have to track your data, you have to journal, and then you size up based off of your own, how comfortable you are with whatever you risk. And also, there's nothing, you don't have to size up, right? You can, let's say you're only comfortable risking $500 per trade. You can make multiple millions of dollars risking $500 per trade. So don't think that you have to force yourself into a trader that's not really who you are. Everyone has their own personality traits. Everyone is their own individual trader. Turn notifications, bet. When am I going live again? I'm gonna do a Discord call this weekend. I think I'll do it Sunday probably, or tomorrow. I don't know yet, but I'm gonna do a Discord call. It's gonna be like me just going over the week, and then people can join and show their trades, and we can go over them together and stuff like that, or just Q&As. But yeah, I'll be doing another call in the Discord that's in the description this weekend. But as far as the YouTube live stream, I'm not sure yet. I kind of just do a YouTube live stream impulsively, whenever I feel like it. There's no set schedule. Entered at 622. Would I be break even? 622. I would have my stop loss exactly where it is. Well, that's different, because the only trade entries that I would have taken would have been the one I'm in right now, or the high probability for value gap. So either way, my stop loss would still be where it is right now. But if you entered up there, then I don't really feel comfortable like giving you my input because I wouldn't have taken that trade. So I can't really tell you what I would do because I wouldn't be in that position. Want to see 1 p.m. deliver? Yeah, the PM session will probably deliver us to that to all-time highs. Right now, I can comfortably lose $200 max. To be honest, feels embarrassing to say, bro. Bro? You can replace your job times 10 with risking $200, and then from that point on, bro, you just grow. But you have to focus on your goals, bro. Like if your number one goal should be to stop working, right? To replace your job. And in order to do that, let's say you make $700 a week. You're telling me you can't make $700 a week by risking $200? Right? Like you see how things become so much simpler and easier once you like actually break it down. So you can easily replace your job risking $200. How much size do I use on eval and funded? On evals, I use a little bit more size just so I can pass quicker. I'm not saying I risk half the account. No, I risk a quarter. So if I'm on a 50K, I'll risk usually like, it will depend on the trade setup. Maybe I'll risk like 400 on a eval and aim for like halfway to pass, whatever. But I'm not risking half the account or the whole entire account in one trade. I'm still managing risk to a certain degree. And then on the funded accounts, I'll risk usually 1/8. So on the 50K, you have $2,000 drawdown. I'll usually risk like 250 or 300, somewhere in between there. But like I said, everyone's risk tolerance is going to be different. So you can't just take what I risk and then apply that to yourself and be like, oh, now I'm going to do that as well, because then you might be fearful risking that much, and that'll just cause more psychological problems, and then you're going to blame me for your own psychological problems. So just keep in mind that, everyone is different. Appreciate all the free advice, education. Of course, bro. What made me take this trade? So I explained like the whole entire narrative and bias behind this trade earlier on in the live stream. It's a lot, so I don't really if you want to see like the reason why I took this trade, then you can rewind and watch the live stream back, and then you can understand. But it's a lot of explaining. That's what is required when taking, high precision, high probability entries. Emphasis on the high probability. There's a lot of stuff that goes into a trade setup. Most people think it's just simple, but if you want to have, high win rate, high probability trades that run in your favor like this one, then you need to deeply understand price and narrative. Nice trade, Ash. First aiming towards that, but I didn't go long. I still don't have that much experience. It's all good, bro. We all grow and, learn from our experiences. Like, I've been trading for almost 5 years now, so, you can't compare your own chapter 2 to my chapter 10, right? Same thing with me. Like, there's better traders than me who have been trading for way longer than I have. And I can't compare myself to them because I just don't have that experience yet. Risking 200 is valid when you're still learning. I think you get to gain experience and learn yourself. Just got to be patient and know that it takes longer to pass. Yeah. And again, there's nothing wrong with taking your time on eval either. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong. Don't feel pressured into having to pass within 2 days just because they say that you can pass in as little as 2 days. They say you can pass in as little as 2 days to entice you to over leverage and try and pass in 2 days. That's what I mean by, like, these prop firms have their ways of, like, they're psychological. They play psychological games on you to make you do dumb stuff like pass in 2 days, pass in as little as 2 days, or get a payout within 5 days, and it forces you to like try and aim for a payout within 5 days. You don't have to get a payout in 5 days. You can get a payout. You can get one payout throughout the whole month, and guess what? You still made money. So, and you can the max cons you can use is 5, so that means you have to use 5. You know, stuff like that. You just have to be able to avoid that, and if you can do that, then you can easily milk these prop firms. How do I deal with changing markets? I mean, the markets don't really change as far as like the price delivery and the algorithm. So I can't really like tell you, but the market, the way that it moves does change though. Like the efficiency and the price runs do change, so you just have to adapt to like how they operate. Because even though like the price still delivers, so it takes out sell side, takes out buy side, fills in imbalances. Even though the concept is still the same, the way that it does so is different. So that's what you have to mainly pay attention to and adapt to. Humble beginnings, yes, very humble beginnings. My first payout was $200, and then my next payout after that was $1,000. 200 risk is more than enough. Imagine that with 5 accounts. Yeah, exactly. Once you're like, all you have to do is scale up. Especially with prop firms, right? Let's say you have 10 accounts, you're risking 200 to make 600. 600 times 5 is $3,000. That's $3,000 in a single day. You just made your whole entire monthly income working 40 hours a week, right? 160 hours a month. That's given back to you in a single day, risking $200. Great thing about trading is how easy scalable it is. Yeah, exactly. What account is this? This is paper trading. Usually I risk 1 mini to full 2K draw on the eval. I still pass risk 3 micros, risking 500 per trade, aiming for 2R. Yeah. I mean, that's, like I said, that's more. 300. 3 micros is more than enough. That's what I traded today on my funded account, and I made $1,500 trading 3 micros in a single day. So I remember watching all my psych vids. Thank you, bro. Thank you. You're welcome for the content, bro. Of course, bro. I just try and be the person who I wish I had when I was, on my journey. 'Cause that shit gets hard, bro. That shit still is hard to this day. Like, it's still hard to, not listen to those temptations. It's just easier than it was before. Am I still taking partials at the session high? Yeah, I am. Just so because this is what I would do realistically if I was still in this trade, so I might as well replicate it. Like your videos, do I have COD gameplay in the background? I'm talking about trading, takes me back to early teens. Yeah, I know, bro. Those videos. I saw one video like that on my YouTube feed one time, and I was like, damn, bro, this is like a banger concept. And there's no one doing it for like the trading space, so I figured, why not do it for the trading space? I just love COD Zombies too, so that's why I do it. It's like what I mainly grew up on is COD Zombies. I still play COD Zombies to this day. I might start using my own gameplay actually for my videos. What's the setting to show P&L? Oh, you have LMT and con. You can just right click your chart, go to setting, and then go to trading, and then you can change your position right here. Change the ticks or the percentage or money right there. What a nice week of price. Yeah, this week was pretty good. 2025 was a great year for me, learning a lot of great YouTubers. That's good, bro. Make sure you apply what you learned and apply those concepts this year and see where it takes you. I said I was going to take my first payoff $100. When I got there, I got greedy and blew the account. Yeah, that has happened to me multiple times as well. I said I was going to take a payout at a certain threshold, reach that point, and then I said, you know what, it's not enough. I wanted more. And then, the typical story happens. We've all been there, bro. Do I use dollar index MI analysis? I used to, but not as much anymore. I kind of just stick to NASDAQ, just because the dollar index is just heavily manipulated right now with all of the stuff going on in the world. I'll just say that. Love COD Zombies. Me too, bro. I love COD. I play. I mainly play BO3 custom maps now, but I'll still play like Origins, and like the maps like that. What's better for psych? Ticks. Yeah, ticks 100%. 100% ticks. Ticks are easily way better. I'm just using money because that gets people's attention. Never got to do it again. Yeah, hopefully, bro. Make sure you remember whenever you're in that, because you're gonna be in that situation again. Greatest 8831, and this goes for everyone. Whenever you go through and experience a lesson, a painful lesson, just know that you're going to experience that same. You're gonna be put in that same exact situation in the future, and the best thing that you can do is simply remember the pain that you felt whenever you did the first time, whatever mistake you made the first time. Remember the pain that it caused you, and go into the next situation with that. Keep that in mind, and just tell yourself that you don't want to feel like that again. You don't want to mess up again. And that is like the best way to prevent yourself from, making the same mistake twice. Victor Toten, Gobblegum. Yeah. So you'd be okay if this comes down to break even? Of course I would. Why wouldn't I be okay with it? That's just what the market would do. I can't control the markets. All I can do is try my best to be on sides with it. Got Dark Aether and Cold War Zombie, bro. Low key, Cold War Zombies is slept on. Cold War Zombies is like very good. It's very good zombies. Obviously, BO3 is number one though. BO3 is number one. BO2 is number two. Advanced Warfare Zombies actually was not that bad either. Did I answer the question? I was paying attention. Ticks are better. Yes, ticks are 100% better. Let's see if we can hit this AM session high before I get off, or like right there. We should hit it now. Like if we did something like this, I would just move my stop loss up. I would move my stop loss up now because of how how price is running now, and we're already back up to this high. So if we make a third high or right here, and we come back down, then I could care less. Right? Like I still have my profit, and price should come up and take out this high now. So we'll see. But yeah, it's like some people came in here telling me that like price was gonna reverse when it was coming down here, and that's why I said earlier that you can't get stuck on the lower time frames, because the lower time frames operate off of the higher time frames, right? So all I said earlier, you can rewind this live stream to when we first started, moving lower. I was talking about how people might see this run lower and might think like, oh, we're not going higher anymore, or now we're going to drop. I was explaining how this retracement is just us filling in higher time frame fair value gaps, and that's all we did, right? 15-minute fair value gap, came down, filled it in, also hit this 15-minute order block. Same thing on the 5-minute, just fair value gaps being filled in. And we also just created this 5-minute fair value gap as well. So you can't get caught up on the lower time frames, because then you're going to end up missing the higher time frame narratives. So all those people who came in telling me like they're short, or price is gonna drop now, that's why it's important to incorporate the higher time frame narrative. Can't pay attention to the noise. Yeah, exactly. 4-hour PO3 is clear. Yeah. Always higher time frame daily range. Exactly. Like some guy came in here and told me that like he was short, and asked me like, why am I not out of my longs yet? And I didn't really like. I don't want to like say like, oh, you should be long right now, because I could be wrong, and I don't want to give the wrong advice. I just let price talk. I just let price do all the talking. And if it does what it should do, then it does what it does. If it doesn't, and I'm completely wrong, then I'm completely wrong. There's nothing I can do about it. As long as you have higher time frame narrative correct, trades are almost mad easy to take, right? Yes. Well, yes and no. Like taking the lower time frame sentiments in the direction of the higher time frame, yes, but you also have to time it right. You have to time the market right. Yes, you have to know how to time the market, because you can know the right direction of where price is going to go, but if you time it wrong, then you're not going to be able to capture the move. And that was also something that I had to learn. That's something I'd say that's probably one of the hardest technical challenges for me that I had to learn, was how to time the market, because it involves your emotions. Like for example, like since I was bullish today and we had this immediate run up higher off market open, like you can like sometimes you might think like the market's just gonna pump higher and take out your daily objective before you're even a part of it, right? And then you might go long here, but then you're just gonna mistime the move, and then you'll get stopped out, and then the real move will happen, and you're like, damn, bro, like I knew it was gonna go up there, but for some reason I'm still like I'm not able to capture the move. And that's just because you just simply mistime the market. So you have to know how to time the market as well. Beautiful price action day, perfect ICT contest today. Yeah, today was pretty good. A lot better than yesterday. How do I get good at timing it right? Understanding the real-time narrative, as well as sticking to macros. Those are like the two main things. Understanding real-time narrative, that means basically understanding like what has happened in the market already. So like if we had this run up with no manipulation lower yet, and just a lot of relatively equal lows like we have here, then you should know with experience that we're still likely to take out some form of sell side, because we have relatively equal lows, and because we haven't had any manipulation yet. So that's the narrative. And then as far as timing goes, it's just the macros. So 950 hits right here, and that begins the sell side macro. So this 950 to 1010, that takes out the sell side. And then we have this manipulation lower, and then 1020 to 1030 is where the next macro is, and that's where you can find the entry at for the next run to begin. So it's all about understanding the narrative, the real-time narrative, what the market is currently doing, and the current retail sentiment. Understanding the current retail sentiment, what retail traders are thinking, as well as macros. Those are the main two things for getting good at timing the market. Damn, bro, I'm giving hella game today, huh? This is a good ass live stream. This is probably my most valuable live stream, or most valuable video on my YouTube channel, just because of all the questions that I got asked, and all the questions I was able to answer, and value I was able to provide. Bro, can we just take out this freaking high already? But yeah, if you guys aren't in my Discord yet, make sure you join. It's completely free. I have it in the description of this YouTube video. If you guys are new to the stream as well, you guys can ask any questions that you want in the chat. I'm answering all questions, so ask away. Whether it's about today's price action, or about your own trading, anything you're struggling with, anything I struggled with, how I got through it, any kind of questions you want. Glad I was here. Helped a lot, of course, bro. Does ICT talk about the 1020 to 1030 macro? No, he does not. I don't know why either. I've had to discover it on myself, so I wouldn't say I created this the 1020 to 1030 concept, but I did originally find it myself. So like I didn't see it anywhere else on the internet before I started talking about it. And I still don't really see people talking about it, but I'm not on, like I said, I'm not on trading social media, so I don't know if anyone's talking about it right now, but I definitely originally came up with this idea that Price has this price run just because I've never seen ICT mention it before. Maybe he has, I just haven't seen it. But all the content I consumed, which is like most of his content, I didn't see him mention it at all. I wonder if a lot of people trade this way. Like, how does this not get patched? It doesn't get patched because this way of trading is based off, it's driven off of human emotions, right? It's literally driven off of market sentiment. So like the whole model, the whole freedom model, which is just like applies ICT concepts and like how the algorithm operates, it just runs off of market sentiment and retail sentiment. So retail, like I said, the fake run higher, it fills people's emotions up with FOMO, excitement that price is going to keep running higher. And that's just pure emotional run right here. And then we have the Judas swing. That's just a pure emotional run where people they're getting scared of their longs. They're exiting their longs and they're going short now. So the market just runs purely on human emotions and retail sentiment. And then after it comes back down, stops out the people who are long, that's when it begins running higher. And all the people who are short, they're just getting, they're moving their stop loss up because they don't want to get stopped out. Or all the people who were long, now they're fearful of going long because they just got stopped out on their long. So it's literally, it can't get patched. And the reason it can't get patched is because people are too emotional. So unless everyone becomes like an emotionless trader and doesn't trade with emotions and only trades ICT concepts with no emotions, then the market will forever run how it runs now. Can you elaborate on the macros? The macros are just times where the market will do what it needs to do. It's basically where where price will just act. Like it's the most probable time where price will move in one direction. I guess that's the best way to put it. And these are the times where you should be focusing on finding your entries and looking for your trades. It's during these macros timings. The ICT macros, of course. I started with 2024 mentorship and I just recently started going over it again. I missed so much first time around. Yeah, no, I rewatched the 2022 mentorship, I think like twice. And bro, it's like every time I rewatch it, I just learn something new. And it's because when you first watch it, most of the stuff just goes over your head because you haven't experienced it yourself yet. So that's just what goes on. And you can't like pick up on the because you haven't experienced it yourself yet, then it's not going to like click for you the first time. So you have to, rewatch it once after you experience it. I only trade on macro time. Yes, all of my trades are focused around macro times. He hasn't mentioned it. Yeah, I don't know why he hasn't I'm like 99% sure he's aware of it. I just don't know why he hasn't mentioned it. Maybe it's like one of those things, because he always talks about how he keeps a lot of things to himself. So maybe it was just one of those things that he keeps to himself, and I just like publicly disclosed it. You're trading prop or your own money? This is a paper trade, but I traded the same trade on my prop firm accounts and already exited. Bank holiday Monday PM is sideways. I don't even touch bank holidays. My best is a 15-minute time frame. 5 minutes still damaged a lot of traders. Their traders been there, has learned a lot. No, yeah, 15-minute is definitely the best. Like it's the ICT calls it the bellwether time frame because it has the most. Like you can get a lot of information from the 15-minute time frame alone. Like with your long stay, that's why I was short towards 15-minute for regular. A lot of people I know went. Yeah. No, yeah, this Judas swing price run wasn't too bad either. You would have had to deal with this news spike up though. There was news at 10 a.m. So you would have had to deal with that quick manipulation run. See that? Like, you can't tell me this shit is random. You have this fair value gap right here, right? And then draw out the midpoint. And look at this. Look at this. People really think the markets are random, right? The news is at 10 a.m. right here. So right before the news, what do? We have this huge expansive candle up. What does that do? It scares people who are short. It stops people who are short out. And then people who are looking for longs, they see this and they're like, "Oh shit, market's about to rally. Market's going to the moon now." And then news comes out, boom. Like, come on, bro. This shit just moves. It literally just takes advantage of human emotions. That's how price runs. Is too emotional, like you said. I mean, as long as you're able to, you know, be aware of this stuff, then, you know, you can trade as low as a 15-second time frame, the 5-second chart. You can be on this 5-second chart and, you know, find winning trades. You just have to be aware of like how. You just have to be aware of the higher time frames, like I said earlier. Like, the higher time frames always hold authority over the lower time frames. What a live, man. Yeah, no, this live was pretty good. It's hard not getting tricked into going long at 9:30 while I learn to stick to what I was originally looking for, and be okay with missing the move. My model isn't there. Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly how the market will operate, right? It'll leave these relatively equal lows and then start running higher, which induces FOMO into most human beings. That fear of missing out is the whole point of this run higher. That's the whole point of the fake move, is for FOMO. And that's why I incorporate it into my model, because that's what the market does most of the time. It'll induce FOMO and then run back on that fake run. And, you know, most people aren't okay with missing a move. And that's why, you know, that's why it's so consistent. But once you're able to, you know, surpass that emotional control and, you know, be okay with missing a move, then you'll be able to catch the daily range. Thought I quit trading? No, that was just the title of the video. If you watch the video, I just talked about how I just removed it from like my main focus in life, and like not making my whole life about trading, not revolving my whole life around my trading, and just kind of like expanding my life beyond trading. That's basically what I explained in that video. Do you think it's fine to move stop loss to that wick low? If we can close above this inversion for value gap, then yeah. But until we can do that, I would just, personally, what I'm doing now is I'm just going to leave it here. I'm not going to recommend anything. I'm just going to say what I'm doing now. But once we close above this, then I'll move it to that low. What PD array did the 1023 candles react from? 1023. This is a 15-minute for value gap. So there's a 15-minute 2022 model right here. Low, high, lower low, market structure shift right here. We come down, tag into this 15-minute 2022 model. So we have a fair value gap here. We have an inversion for value gap, and then we also have a breaker. So those were the, you know, that's a 2022 model 15-minute unicorn. And then the 1-minute chart, I just used inversion for value gap for the entry. How do I feel about trading pre-market? I've personally never traded pre-market, but you know, there's setups every day, all times of day. I just found that New York AM session works best for me. But yeah, there's setups everywhere. So we just closed above that, this inversion for value gap. So I'll move my stop loss to that. Wick slow now. When can I use wicks as first for value gap? What do you mean by that? You're welcome, Robin. I got you guys. What do you mean, user WC4VP7EG6X? Let's see that inversion for value gap delivery right now. See if that'll send us into the buy side. When can I use wicks as first for value gap? I'm not really understanding what that what you mean by that. Also mark out the first for value gap right here. See how we use that. Do I consider ICT daily profiles? Yes, that's how I find my daily bias. Treating wicks as gaps? Oh, I mean, well, all wicks are gaps, right? I'll drop another little gem here, and then maybe I'll end the live stream with this. So I'll drop this little gem. But wicks are just gaps, right? If you really think about it, what is a wick? Let's take this wick for example. This wick right here, right? This 1 minute wick. We come down, wick down, and then come right back up. What is price doing? Price is just moving lower expansively. Oh, my partial just got hit. So we just took out the AM session liquidity. From where? This inversion for value gap. Back to wicks, right? So we have this 1 minute wick. So what is a wick? A wick is when price just moves down and then runs back up. What does that sound like? If we really think about it, right? Let's use our brains here. Price moves down and then moves back up relatively fast. What does that sound like? Sounds like a balanced price range. And what does a balanced price range entail? Well, not in this case, because it moves backing up too fast. But let me try and find a better example. But a balanced price range, right, is just two fair value gaps that, like align, or that let me see a balanced price range. I mean, I guess this would technically be a balanced price range, right? So we have this 15-minute wick right here. Oops. This 15-minute wick, if we go down to lower time frames, this is balanced price range right here. We had this run lower, and then we ran back up. So that would become a balanced price range, and it's just fair value gaps. This is a really bad example of like what I'm trying to explain, but basically, I can't really draw it out either. Actually, I can. Okay, so basically on lower time frames, right, you have your like this, right? And these up moves are wicks. And then you have something like this. Right? So like there would be a fair value gap right here. And then so that this is like what a wick is, but this is like a lower time frame. Like this is like, say, like the 1 minute time frame right here, and then on the 15-minute time frame, it's just going to be a single wick, right? How do I draw a line? I can just do this actually. I can just do a trend line. Right, so basically this is what it would look like on the 1 minute time frame, where we move down, creating multiple fair value gaps, and then we expand higher, creating this wick, and we expand higher, and then creating the candle power of 3 wherever we close the high at. So this wick would then just become how do I draw an arrow? There you go. This wick is just this on the 1 minute time frame, and this on a 1 minute time frame is just a balanced price range with multiple fair value gaps, which is why you can measure out the midpoint of these wicks, and you'll see that it'll just measure out to like a fair value gap in the balanced price range. And if the price range is balanced, then that means price should not go below the midpoint of that balanced price range, because it's already balanced and price has no reason to. So that's how you can look at wicks, and that's how you can use them. Something was off. I realized M&Q didn't tag the 15-minute fair value gap. Thanks so much for the value, bro. Sorry if I missed that, but no problem. Maybe random. Nah, yeah. ICT, if he was doing like a live trade, it was just like fucking must be random. And he likes to put the little winking face. But I hope I was able to answer your question about the wicks. Right at 132? Yeah, no, that's definitely, not algorithmic at all. ICT does not work. Do you have a video for your strategy? I have an old one, but I'm gonna make a new one today and upload it later on today. So you can join the free Discord in the description, or you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, and so you'll get notified when I post it. AKTX up 1300 and ROI 400. I have no idea what AKTX is. Is that paper? Yes, this is paper. But I took the same trade on my funded accounts, or my funded account. Thinking you really answered your question, but it's good too. Oh yeah, my bad. I don't know what you specifically meant, but I hope I was able to help in some way. But I think I am going to call it here, because that was like my main target. So if you guys have any more questions, you can always, like I said, you can just join my Discord down in the description. It's just it's a community of just like-minded traders, and you can ask your questions there. I'm very active in there every day, so I'll answer any questions you have. And then I also have, like calls in there as well that I do with weekly calls that I do. Watch your video of you mentioning you're quitting trading. Have you changed your mind now, or do I only trade in Q? No, that video was just basically me explaining how I've shifted my mindset about trading. And so instead of like having a priority in my life, like revolving my life around trading, essentially, I've just kind of removed it from that #1 priority and just moved it down to like maybe like number 4 or 5. And it allows me to, focus on other stuff outside of the charts within my life. And that, I feel like that was like a very good shift for my mindset to and it also just makes me a better trader overall. What do I think about 10 a.m. KO longs now? I don't know what you mean by KO. First presented for Baguette was wrong here. I mean, ICT uses he like interchanges between the 931 and the 931 one if there's 2 fair value gaps. I just marked this one out because we used it very nicely. If you go to last Monday, you will see it. ICT shorted from his Zircon model. Oh yeah, I don't know anything about ICT's newer models. Like I said, I haven't watched ICT in like a year. 930 Wars, yeah. I mean, yeah, both fair value gaps like did their job. Like the bodies respected this one as well. So I mean, yeah, you can use this one as well. There was a call wall down there. That's why price reverted. Listen, bro, whether Trump woke up and looked outside his window this morning and that's why price reversed right here, it doesn't matter why price reversed right here. The only thing that matters is that price did in fact reverse right here. So whatever you want to believe, you can believe. It won't take long, please. Let me see. I mean, like I said, I don't study the newer ICT concepts, but last Monday? Do you mean by this week, or do you mean like last Monday, as in like May 11th? Do you mean like this? Like entering between these two wicks? I don't know what the zircon model, so you're gonna have to like explain it to me. But I'm assuming this is what it means. Did back testing help me improve? Back testing did help me get more comfortable with understanding my model. But I would say I didn't really back test within my trading journey. Like, I barely back tested. The main thing I did was just watch live price every single day. That's what helped me the most. Like, I would wake up every single morning and just watch price. But you have to watch price with like the right understanding of what you're looking for. Not this week, last week. Okay, let me see. All right, here we are, Monday. You gotta show me where what he did. All-time highs is inevitable now. I mean, we'll see. We will see. I mean, I think it'll get there eventually. You might want to retrace a little bit, though, manipulate. 100% agree with that. Don't make trading top priority because you'll be missing out. Yeah, exactly. Run 3 months and watch live. It's different for everyone. Yeah, no, I mean, I think personally just watching live price prints is like the best way to get comfortable with understanding price. Let me just watch this YouTube video. Did he let me see if he posted on YouTube. Zircon model demonstration only. That was 3 months ago. So I'm guessing maybe he posted on Twitter. How many trades did I take this week? I took 3. Do you see what happened in the last couple of minutes? What, this huge run higher? Yeah. I mean, we expected it though, because we wanted to see AM session highs get taken. And then after I took four cons off here, and I would just leave my runner on and then leave the stop loss here. Personally, I think live tape reading is better than back testing. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I think. He posted on YouTube, I didn't see it. Year 1020. Okay, let me go back. Somewhere right here, somewhere in here. Yeah, I don't know what the zircon model is, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. I cannot help. I'm not gonna, speak on something that I don't know about and try and give you a false value. So, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know what it is and try and give you the wrong advice. So I do think that I'm going to call here. So like I said, if you're new to my channel, you can subscribe if you want. Join my free Discord down in the description if you want to join a trading community. Bros paper trading. Yes, I am paper trading, and that makes anything I say invalid. But yeah, join my free trading Discord down in the description. And yeah, with that being said, I'll make a video on my freedom model later today. So just be aware for that if you want to learn more about the model itself. And then if you want to, ask any more questions or anything like that, you can just join the Discord. I'm very active in there. I host multiple calls per week in there as well, so it's all free. And you can join that if you want to. Just a trading community. This dude is so chopped, bro. I'm so chopped, bro. I'm so chopped, but I still have a girlfriend that loves me very much, so I don't know, it doesn't really matter if I'm chopped or not. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, no problem. Have a nice weekend. Have a good weekend. Have you guys have a good weekend. Also, I'm doing a call this weekend, so if you join the Discord, I'll see you guys either tomorrow or Sunday. But yeah. That being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow if you're in the Discord. If you're not, you're only on YouTube, then I'll see you whenever I post the next video. And yeah. Also, make sure you use code BLAY whenever you use any discounts. There's a lot of good discounts for prop firms right now that expire at the end of today. My Fund of Futures has 40% off. Apex always has 90% off. But the two that are really good right now is Lucid. They have 50% off 2 uses, and then Alpha Futures has 50% off for unlimited uses. I'm also doing a giveaway for 2 free funded accounts. I forgot to mention that in my Discord. All you have to do is join that and then send me proof of you using my code, and then you'll be entered into the giveaway to win 2 free accounts. And there's like barely any people that entered, so if you enter, then you have like a really good chance of winning. But you didn't hear that from me. And like I said, it all expires at the end of today, so if you want to take advantage of that, go ahead. If you want to use my code, go ahead. If not, then I won't take it personal. But yeah, with that being said, glad I have a girlfriend. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I am paper trading heavy, bro. I'm sorry. But yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys all for coming, and if you stayed, thank you guys for staying as well. You guys being here, showing up, putting in the work, it shows that you guys want it. You guys have the willpower and the strong desire to succeed in this trading. Other than the people that are calling me chopped and saying I'm paper trading. But yeah, if you guys were here to learn, and hopefully I was able to give some value to you guys, then you guys just got to keep putting in the work and learn by yourself, and you guys will succeed within it doesn't matter how long it takes. It may take 2 years, it may take 5 years, but at the end of the day, all that matters is that you do succeed. So